dumb charadas. So I'm just giving a briefing that we'll have this activity. Please be mentally prepared. Well, I would try to help you understand the concept of emotional intelligence, and probably try to help you understand how to apply emotional intelligence concepts in our daily interactions, and also probably learn a little bit about strategies and plans in terms of emotional intelligence. Any pause over there? Okay, so like I said, let's do this small activity wherein here I have a few chits. I think all of you would have played dumb charadas, right? Yes?
Yes.
So all these chits have one emotion written. All these chits have one emotion each. So I want probably some of you to volunteer, pick up a chit, or let's say we'll do it one person per group, okay? And you'll have to come down and act out this particular emotion, and let's see how many people can get what emotion is it, and in what time they can get what emotion is it. Shall we start?
Yes.
I think I'll start from here. One of you. Okay, I think everybody else apart from this group, you all can guess which emotion it is. Can you please come and act, Arijit? Situation based. You can enact. Basically, this is an emotion, and I'm giving, let's say, 10 seconds.
So this is something. Situation is that.
It's dumb sound, so you cannot talk.
Okay, I
just
know.
enact.
Amazed, surprise.
Yes, surprise. Thank you. Good guess. Less than 10 seconds. Here we go. Yeah, please. All the other teams, you can try and guess what emotion this is.
Fear.
Fear. Okay, I think that was excellent acting. Right? Anybody? Okay. Other teams, this is interesting.
Shy.
Yeah, so I think it fitted in perfectly. Let's do it fast. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Come on in.
Casual. Casual.
Confused.
Oh. Like this. Okay.
Romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them disagree with the gesture, though. Some of them disagree with the gesture. Okay, I'll leave it. Okay. Lack of experience or confusion?
Thinking, pondering.
Thinking.
Suspicion.
Suspecting.
Suspicion. Thank you. I think the whole idea of doing this activity was to probably, some of you actually took less than 3 or 4 seconds, if I'm right, to enact an emotion. Am I right? And some of you all took like 10 seconds, 12 seconds to enact an emotion. Some of you were able to understand these emotions very fast. I think some of you are actually jumping up. Oh, romance. Okay. I know you are experienced, some of you are very experienced. So it's subjective. The whole idea of emotions is a very subjective sort of nature. We have several emotions, okay? And this board sort of gives us a range of emotions. A range of emotions. Some of you maybe will connect to a few emotions better. Some of you have a naturally happy face. You would have observed some people have a natural happy face despite the situation. And some people have a natural sad face despite the situation. Because I mean, I've personally seen a lot of people. Probably it's their own marriage and they're posing for the photographs. Most photographs, this is the way they are. So I think all these emotions are actually very subjective. Right? Some of us connect to some emotions better, some of us can display some emotions better, and some of us can understand some emotions better. But did you know that I think this concept of emotional intelligence was formulated and given to the world in a packaged form by this man called Daniel Goleman, okay, who now happens to be one of the foremost thinkers in management. And surprisingly, emotional quotient now has become one of the most important factors in recruitment, especially leadership recruitment. Okay, here's a fact. Emotional intelligence is twice as important as cognitive abilities in predicting employee performance and accounts for more than 85% of star performance in top leaders. I think this clearly gives you an idea of how important emotional intelligence is in the contemporary corporate world. Okay, this is a fact. But there are basically around 6 emotions which are considered the most basic, the most subtle, natural emotions. They're joy, surprise, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. Okay, they're supposed to be hardwired in all of us. And they're supposed to be the elementary emotions, right? They're supposed to be the most basic sort of emotions. So now what does this whole concept of emotional intelligence is? Emotional intelligence is about perceiving emotions, understanding emotions, using emotions, and managing emotions. First of all, the ability to understand what emotions you are going through, what emotions somebody else is displaying. How do I use this emotion in a given situation? How do I leverage on that? And am I perceiving it right? Is my perception of an emotion right? This is what emotional intelligence is all about. It's a competency that probably is somewhat natural, and for a lot of people it takes time to develop also. Okay. It works both ways actually. But whether or not it's important, definitely it's important. Right? Well, like I was telling you also, there is a formal definition, right, that emotional intelligence is the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, motivating ourselves, and managing our emotions well in relationships. Right? Personal, professional. Right? So this is the formal definition. Now, emotional intelligence should not be confused with people being nice. If a person is nice to you, doesn't mean he is good at emotional intelligence. Doesn't mean he has a higher EQ, that is a higher emotional quotient. No. Right? This is a field which is in its infancy stage and is fast growing. It is fast growing. Right? And emotional intelligence is so much about recognizing, understanding, and for that matter also displaying the right amount of emotions. Right? It is not also control or not showing emotions. It's also not that. Well, there are basically 5 components in the framework of emotional intelligence. There are self-awareness, self-regulation, self-motivation, social awareness, and social skills. Actually, self-awareness is actually being aware of what emotions we are going through. Self-regulation is to a certain extent regulating and not completely controlling. It's not like I don't want to show the emotion, but regulate emotions in a manner. Self-motivation is despite whatever emotion you are into, being able to bounce back into the required emotion. Social awareness is ensuring that you have the right emotions to display to others in terms of social skills. Right? And finally, those social skills is sort of put out separately. It's an extension of social awareness, which is to ensure that you leverage on the awareness and get benefited out of it. Thank you.